We are about to dive into the wonderful world of pottery, an art form that artists use to create pots or vessels using clay and a pottery wheel to do it. Before we get started with the pottery wheel, we need to make sure that the clay is ready and prepared to be thrown on the wheel and not smoosh and fall apart at the end, right? So we are going to wedge our clay today. Wedging is when a potter kneads the clay with their hands in a specific way in order to get it ready to be thrown on the wheel. Potters, like us, need to wedge their clay for lots of good reasons. First of all, it gets all of the air bubbles out of the clay so that your pot or vessel stays smooth and sturdy. It also forces the clay particles to line up right next to each other, making the clay stronger and easier to work with. So by the end of today, you should wind up with a sphere of clay that is wedged with no air bubbles in a baggie that has your name on it. There are different ways to wedge clay that prepares the clay for whatever the artist is making with it. For medium-sized projects like the one we will be creating, ram's head wedging is the best wedging style to prepare the clay. It's called ram's head wedging because it forms the clay into kind of the shape of a ram's head with spiraled horns. You seeing it? You seeing the ram's head? You are going to start with a flat square of clay. Put your hands on the sides of the clay, not the top, but the sides. The next layer of wedging is turning your wrists towards yourself. Pretend that you are twisting two doorknobs at once towards yourself. Hands on the side, wrist, twist. The next layer of the wedging motion is to press downwards and also forward towards the table. Hands on the sides, twist the wrists, press down and forward, all at the same time. Try this in the air a couple of times. Make sure you're twisting your wrists towards your body and pushing down toward the table at the same time. As I do this once with the clay, you see that the ram's head appears right away. After each smoosh of the clay, with my hands on the sides, twisting the wrists, pressing down and forward, I tip the clay towards myself, right on the chin of the goat, and then smoosh again. Keep repeating the smoosh. Hands on the side, twist the wrists, push down and forward, all at the same time. Then tip it on the goat chin, and then repeat. Hands on the side, twist the wrists while pushing down, goat chin, until you have worked your way through all of the clay. Wedging clay can be really hard on the wrists and arms, especially if you're working with kind of a dried out piece of clay like I am right here. To help your wrists and arms out, plant your legs strongly on the ground. Lean over with your whole body while you push down to wedge. This uses your body weight instead of your arm muscles to push the clay. Work smarter, not harder, am I right? You know you're done wedging when your entire piece of clay has been worked through into the spiral of the ram's head. If you don't know if you're done or not, raise your hand, I'll come take a look. We'll look at your clay and check for any air bubbles. At the end, slam your clay on four sides, like this. And on both ends to help form it into a sphere or ball for throwing. Use the heels of your hands to slam the clay into a more even sphere. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect in shape. Finally, place your clay into a plastic bag. The bag will have a wet paper towel in it so that your clay stays wet for next time when we throw on the wheel. Be sure to write your name on the bag so that we know which wedged beauty is yours. Next time, we're going to plop these bad boys on the wheel and learn how to center.